in your community, in your homes, and of course, in your business places of work. I'm welcoming you once again to another wonderful episode of the program. Before I delve into our discussion proper today, I have different segments on the program today. As you know, it's a special one today because my special IT student have done some justice to the topic there, and of course you'll be listening to them on the program today. You have Ayomide Adeboye, we have Olatunji Olamide Omolola. We'll be talking about kitchen tips. Adeboye Ayomide will be talking about what women are supposed to do during this rainy season, and Olatomiwa and his friends will be taking a look at what mothers do, their pieces, the kids, children of generally. So we'll be taking the segments one after the other. Let's first listen to Adeboye Ayomide talking about what women are supposed to do during this rainy season. Don't go away, and I'll be right back on the show.
Another segment on Women's World. Today, I'll be taking a look at what are women supposed to do during rainy season. My name is Adeboye Ayomide. During the rainy season, there are some things that women are supposed to do to keep themselves and their children healthy. Women should prioritize staying dry, healthy, and safe. This includes dressing appropriately with waterproof clothing and footwear, with practicing good hygiene and taking precautions to prevent mosquito bites and waterborne illness. For women to keep their children healthy during the rainy season, they're supposed to keep children indoors during thunderstorms and heavy rains. They should maintain a nutritious diet to boost their children's immunity during the damp season. They should encourage their children to take warm baths after playing in the rain. For women to keep themselves healthy, they are supposed to be wearing long trousers, long gown, and some other things, and cardigan or sweatshirts. See you guys in the next episode on Women's World.
Welcome to Kitchen Tips segment on Women's World.
We are living by grace, the grace of the Lord, the life that we do not deserve. Money can't buy what is not buried all. We are who we are.
Very beautiful one there. Thank you so much, Adeboye Ayomide Mercy, for that wonderful segment on Women's World, talking about what women are supposed to do during rainy season. We are already in rainy season. Of course, we need to prioritize our health. And how do you do that? Practicing good hygiene at this time. Don't allow water, to be logged in your environment to avoid mosquitoes and other diseases. Join Adeboye Ayomide Mercy next week on another interesting episode of Women's World, as he'll be handling the tidbit segment on the program. Kudos to Ayomide there. Now we're moving to kitchen tips as we join in Olatunji Olamide Omolola.
Tip segment on Women's World. My name is Olamide Olatunji. First tip I would like to share with you is keep the kitchen clean. As a woman, we should always keep our kitchen clean and the kitchen utensils clean. The environment, the floor, and everywhere, we should always keep the kitchen clean. Then the second one I would love to share with you guys is organize your space. For example, like me now at home, we always have one particular place we do keep our plates, our spoon. My mommy will never allow me to. If I wash plates like this and I keep spoon and plates at the same place, my mommy will tell me, don't do this, don't do that. So as a woman, as a lady, as a girl, we should always be organized. We should always keep our plates, our spoon, and everything in a separate place for easy access. So the third one I would love to share with you guys is sharpen your knife. For example, now if you want to cut like vegetables, the knife should be sharp so that you'll be able to, it will make the work to be, it will make what you want to do to be safer and more efficient. You work more faster, it will make it more faster and it will not be slow. So the fourth one I would love to share with you is clean as you cook. After you finish cooking, maybe rice, you should always clean your pots and you serve it inside plates. So So you wash the pots and the plates, you keep it clean and everything. So the fifth one I would love to share with you is don't be afraid to cook. Like me now, before I entered university, when my mommy is cooking in the kitchen, I used to look at her and be like, oh, what is she doing? Like, I don't want to learn, I don't want to try. Until when I entered university, I still don't cook. It's one of my friends that used to cook for me in 100 level. So it has now brought like some see finish. So I had to talk to myself that, Olamide, you have to start doing this, you have to start doing that. Though at first when I started, there was problem. Maybe the salt used to be too much on my rice and everything, but now I can cook like rice very well, like beans and all that. So that's the tips I would love to share with you guys. See you on the next episode on Women's World. I'm Olamide Olatunji.
We are living by grace, the grace of the Lord, a life that we do not deserve. Money can't buy it, but His love paid it all. We are who we are by the grace of.
Yes, we are who we are by the grace and mercy of the Lord. We've actually listened to Olatunji Olamide Omolola on Kitchen Tips, and she said something that when she was in the university as an undergraduate, when she first got to the university, she couldn't cook and there was see finish according to her. So many things, harassment and so on. So as a lady, you should learn, to learn some things from your mothers, look at them, enter the kitchen, stay with them while they are cooking, so that when you go outside there, you will not be stranded in one way or the other. I'm sure you've learned one or two things from Olatunji Olamide Omolola on Kitchen Tips for this week. Another tips will be coming your way next week, Monday. We hope you join us then. We're still moving on. I told you earlier, it is a special one because our IT students, are trying their hands, on some topics, and I want actually, letting us know because they are children, they are kids at home, and of course they see their mothers and fathers and the things they don't actually know, especially we mothers, because the program is basically for women. What the women do, what their mothers do that they don't actually like. So Olatomiwa and his friends, they've come together and have, be able to sample their opinion on what mothers do that pisses their children off. Let's listen to them and I'll be right back on the show. Don't go away. It is Women's World.
We can breathe, we have joy, we have love.
Last segment on Women's World. My name is Olatomiwa Victor. We are here to talk about what our mothers do that pisses off sometimes. So here I have my friend, I have Victor here, I have Uluwapelumi here, and I have Marvelous here. So can we just interact about it?
As a grown-up child, my mom did some things that it pisses me off. Like whenever I wanted to play football, I have passion for football, I just want to exercise myself and play football. You hear something like, what are you doing? Don't think when you do this, you do that. Most especially, she said one thing in Yoruba that she told like, I just sit and think, what is this man saying? Me being the first child, you say that your younger ones that are at your back, they are looking at you, they are this, they are that. No, pains me a lot. But there's nothing I can do. She's my mom. I can't fight her, I can't do anything to her. So just keep quiet and look at Tasha.
Okay, thank you very much, Victor. So can we hear about you, Marvelous?
Okay. On my own side, I hate it when sometimes I will be home with my
not only our dads, our parents, they should let our opinion count. Yes, now they should let our opinion count. There are some things that mom and dad will see to talk about that they won't even know how to do it. But little thing that we will say can just bring out a solution. I think I'm right. So they should let our opinion count sometimes. Or what do you think, Tomua?
So guys, to cut the story short, we actually love our moms, but we appreciate if they can respect our privacy. We'll be happy. Thank you very much, guys. See you next week. My name is Tim. We need Victor.
We are living by grace, the grace of the Lord, the light that we do not deserve. Money can't buy what is love paid it all.
Very nice one there, talking about Olatomiwa and his friends there. Well, great message was passed, talking about what mothers do that pisses their children off. And the program is a very practical one. We've gone round, and it is to tell our mothers, you should respect your children's privacy and let their opinion count as mother. The program is basically for our women. At the same time, the fathers too can pick one or two things. And listening to what those guys said, most of them are undergraduates in the university, and some said their mothers tend to nag them. Some said their mothers tend to. Well, all I can say is that they're coming from a very good side of it, sharing their love they have for their mothers, and at the same time, letting mothers know that you should respect, the privacy, not only the girl child, the boy child too. And I want to tell our mothers on this note that the same energy you use in dissipating, to telling the girl child, bringing them up, nurturing them, is also the same energy you should use for a boy child too. So when they grow out there, they will be useful for themselves and of course the society at large. It is a very interesting one today, and I say kudos to Olatomiwa and his friends there. You'll be joining them and of course many more on this edition of the program Woman's World every week like this, talking about what mothers do on regular basis, and they do actually give them their opinion and their privacy. Kudos to mothers too for the huge job you are doing out there. The program is still Woman's World. I'll be right back on the show. Please don't go away.
It's all by His grace. We can smile, we can move, we can breathe. We have joy, everything. By the grace of the we are living by grace, the grace of the Lord. The light that we do not deserve. Money can't buy it, but it's love paid all. We are who we are by the grace of the Lord.
Yes, money can't buy it. And of course, kudos once again to our mothers, our women out there doing a wonderful job in the home, in the society, at their various profession, making sure everything is going on well, even at the home front. And of course, they are still able to manage their career very well. I'm sure from the segment today, you've been able to pick one or two things from what has been discussed. Like I said earlier, we'll be taking a look at women and their rights, talking about women's rights. And when we talk about women's rights, they say are human rights. And that includes the right to be free from violence, to have access to education, rights to vote. Women's rights also includes the right to have equal pay, right to own property, and to have reproductive rights. Women's rights also include, some right to be able to do what they want to do, irrespective of the person they're under. We're not saying women should not obey, their husbands, their spouses, or they should not listen to them. But at the same time, you should let the opinion of our women count, because they say women's rights are human's rights. Like I said earlier, every woman and girl has sexual and reproductive rights. And this includes the right to be able to say, no, I don't want this. No, I don't want that. And as a woman in the home, if you are, being sexually abused in any way, if you are going through any form of, violation, any form of, you notice that your rights is being infringed on, even at your workplaces, please speak up and speak to somebody today and let somebody know, let another person know that you are going through something. Even at your workplaces, if you are being victimized, maybe as a woman, by your bosses, maybe somebody is infringing on your rights and you're working with that person and you notice the person is, tends to look down on you on regular basis. Your opinion does not count. You have places you can go to. We have them in Ekiti, and thank God for the wife of our Amebu governor, Amebu governor's wife, that's Professor Mrs. Oyebanji, that's Biodo Abayomi Oyebanji, talking about Olajumoke Oyebanji. She is a professor of education, and of course, she knows and values the rights of women. So the FIDA2 is there. That's the International Federation of Women Lawyers. They are there to fight for your rights as a woman. So if there's anything you are going through, even in your homes, in your various homes, please speak up. Speak up and let people know. In your community, wherever you find yourself as a woman, as a lady, as a girl, even those in the higher institution, as a lady, you are going through one form of abuse from your lecturers, please speak up. Go to appropriate authorities and report them. Don't die in silence. Any form of abuse is an abuse over every other person before women's rights comes first. So please, if you're going through any form of abuse today as a woman, speak up. As a woman, you have the right to live free of violence and discrimination, the right to access education and health, and the right to own properties. Don't say my husband already has properties. Good, your husband has properties. You can have properties of your own with the permission of your husband. You can tell him, oh, my dear, I have so interest in so things, and with his permission, you will go ahead and do it. And some men too, they intend not to give the woman the right to own properties. Please know that you can own your own properties and have them as a citizen of a country and a state. You also have the right to vote and the right to equal pay for equal work for the career women, and freedom of movement too. And the rights of women in Nigeria, the rights is so many. I'm just trying to highlight them for you to know that if you are going through any form of abuse in any way or the other, please speak up and you will be attended to appropriately. The program is still Woman's World on Ekiti FM 91.5. Please don't go away, and I'll be right back on the show.
The grace of the Lord, a life that we do not deserve. Money can't buy it, but His love paid it all. We are who we are by the grace of the Lord. Oh yeah, sing with me, sing out loud. Yeah, our lives, our homes, our health, marriages, our businesses. By His grace, by the grace of God, we can smile, we can move, we can breathe, we have joy, we have hope. Oh yeah, by the grace of God, our lives, our homes, yeah, our health, yeah, marriages, our businesses. Only by
Yes, our lives, our home, our health, our businesses, our marriages, our career. You have the rights to all these things as a woman. You have the right to live and live for yourself as a woman. Like I said earlier, the rights of women are human rights. Women comes first, and you are living in a world, and a world without women, it is an empty place, I tell you. So women are to be treated right. Ladies, girls, you should know yourself, your self-worth as a lady. Don't allow anybody to treat you otherwise. As a young lady growing up into adulthood and of course into womanhood, your yes should be yes and your no should be no. You should learn to stand up for yourself as a lady, as a girl, even starting from when you are growing up. And for our women at home, please let's teach them, teach them to say no when they say no, they actually mean no in all ramifications. So still talking about the rights of women in Nigeria, we also have the right to live free from violence, from slavery, from discrimination, to be educated. When we talk about slavery, when people come to you and say, oh, there's also a job happening in Libya, there's also a job happening here, they want to take you to Italy, you should be able to say no. As a young lady, as a young girl, please say no. You are not going. You don't want to, be traded into prostitution. You don't want to go into any form of slavery. Some parts of the country where even at an early age, as young as 13, 14, they are being given out, they hand out in marriage. You should learn to say no. Please go to the appropriate quarters and lodge your complaint. Like I said, we have the wives of the governor in each state protecting the rights of every girl child, the ladies, and of course the women in every state. The figures are there. They have so many NGOs fighting for the rights of women on daily basis. Please, as a woman, if you are going through any form of abuse or the other, learn to speak up. Tell somebody, and that person too will tell somebody, and through that, your story will be heard and you will be liberated by God's grace.
Money can't buy what is love it all. We are who we are by the grace of the Lord. Oh yeah, sing with me, sing out loud. Yeah, our lives, our homes, our health, marriages, our businesses. By His grace of God.
So let me quickly give you some examples of women's rights. If you are a woman, you might actually be wondering, is it my rights? Yes, it is your right. If you tell your spouses, your husband, say, no, I don't feel like doing this thing today. If your husband forces you, he has actually infringed on your rights as a woman. I'm not saying women should misbehave in their homes. No, that's not what we're saying. You should listen to your spouses. You should stay under their authority. But at the same time, if you say this thing, I don't feel like doing it, I'm not comfortable doing it, my health does not permit me doing it, and it's as if on daily basis, regularly, the man you're staying with, you're married to, the parent you're cohabiting with is in the habit of forcing you to do what ordinarily you feel this thing is detrimental to your health, please speak up today. As a woman, you have rights to your body, your integrity, and your autonomy to be free from every form of sexual violence and every form of abuse. If you are touched in any way you don't like, I want to tell you as a woman, you are being abused and you say no to it. And if it persists wherever you are, please speak up and report to the appropriate authorities. We have the law enforcement there. You can lodge your complaint and such person will be picked up and dealt with appropriately. You have a right to hold a public office and you have a right to vote and be voted for as a woman. Don't let anybody tell you you are a woman, you can't do it. Your place is in the kitchen. No, the time of the women's place in the kitchen has passed. We have our places in the kitchen, yes, we know, but you also have the duty, you hold yourself a duty to yourself as a woman. So that's why we're talking about this today. You have a right to enter into legal contracts. You have equal rights in the family law as a woman. You have the right to work, and of course you have the right to fair wages or equal pay as a woman. Don't let anybody relegate you to the background. Don't let anybody look down on you. And you have the right to have reproductive rights as a woman. If you say you have given birth to 3 or 4 kids and that's okay for you, and you see that your health cannot take more, or your spouse, your husband wants to force you into having more kids, please speak up, because if anything otherwise happens, God forbid, you will be at the receiving end. You have the right to access education as a lady, as a girl child. You notice your father says, no, I will only train up my boy child. I won't send it to school. Please speak up and the appropriate authorities will take up your case. And of course, they will look into your case and take your issues off. You have your right to your health and you have the right to include and have the equal rights and equal say in every family. Some families will say, obìnrin you don't have a say, let the men talk. No, you are also included. Once you are a blood, you have a gene, you are blood related, you are a member of that family, you have shared the same father, the same mother, or even if it's different father, it doesn't matter. You have a right as every other person in that family. Every other male child, the same rights he has, you also have as a lady, as a girl, as a woman. Don't let anybody relegate you. And if you're going through any form of abuse, like I said earlier, please speak up and report to the appropriate authorities, like I've talked about earlier. The program is a Woman's World on 91.5 Ekiti FM. Now, I'm sure today our women, they have gained one or two things from what has been discussed on the program. By next week, God's willing, at 10 minutes past 3, you'll be joining me on yet another episode of the program Woman's World on this dial, Ekiti FM 91.5. And my segment handlers too, you'll be joining them next week on another interesting episode. This is how far we can go on to this episode of the program Woman's World. I hope you enjoyed every bit of it. For our women, I say kudos to you and thank you for doing that great job in your homes, in your society, that you are, your community, your workplaces. Please keep doing good. Keep your homes, keep your family, take care of your children, take care of them, your husband, your spouses, and it will be well with you. Whatever you are looking up to will surely be yours as a woman. See you next week. My name remains Olajumoke Damala. Do enjoy the rest of your day, and it's bye for now.